Yes, guys. Okay, so there was some network issue and we lost the connection. So we'll continue. Uh, where were we? Okay, so I was talking about the RPOs and RTOs. Okay, so each client or every company, there will be one SLA agreement, I mean service level agreement, where the company will agree with the client that on so and so conditions, this application will be maintained. Okay, so at that point of time, the business, or I mean business in the sense, the client will provide an RPO value that they can have the RPO value up to 30 minutes or 1 hour. So anything what based upon the business, they will provide the RPO value. Okay, and that RPO value we call as recovery point objective. Okay, and then we have one more terminology.
Screen is not visible.
Oh, sorry, let me share my screen. Hope you can see my screen now.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we have one more value called as RTO, that is recovery time objective, where time between the DR event and full recovery. DR basically means disaster. If something happened and we are unable to access our database, okay, if suppose this happened at 6 a.m. and we took 30 minutes to restore our database back to normal. So in this case, the 30 minutes can be considered as the recovery time objective value. Okay, and again, in order to recover this, we might see a lot of DB experts or different process that will get involved. Okay, and the kind of technical experts and the documentation which will be used to restore the database. Okay, so this is the process, and we have two terminologies, RPO and RTOs. Okay, so backups. So just now what I have did, I have taken one backup of my existing database, right, RDS instance. So let me check that part. So if I'll go to my DB instance, here I can see this is my DB, and if you want to check the backup what I have taken, now let me go to snapshot. Okay, if I'll go to snapshot, and we can see that this is available. So what I have did, I have taken one backup of my RDS instance. So what I will do now is, let me go to my database and delete this database. Assume that for any reason your database has been deleted. Okay, even while deleting, it is asking us to take a final snapshot. Means before deleting, if you want to take any copy of the database. So in my case, I don't want any copy. So because if I click on this, it will again create one backup, I mean one snapshot. So I don't want any snapshot because I have already taken. So I will acknowledge this and let me click on delete me. So what happened? For any reason, either manually or because of some reasons, our database has got deleted. Now what we can do to restore our database? Okay, so we have taken one backup. So whenever we are using multi-agent, what will happen if I'm trying to take a backup? It will take the backup by the standby in order to avoid any kind of performance impact on the primary DB, right? So AWS has taken care of this, and this has created one standby DB. So my database has been deleted. So let us wait. So this is getting deleted. Okay. Now, if I try to log in, right? So here, this is my DB EC2. This is where from I was trying to connect, right? So if I'll click here, okay, sudo su. So this was my previous DB, which I have deleted just now. If I'm trying to connect this, what will happen? Till we are able to access, it is not deleted yet. So this will take some time to delete our database. Okay, so we'll wait for some time and then we'll try to restore the deleted database again back to normal. Okay, so we'll discuss about backup. So whenever I'm trying to take the backup, right, so first snap is full size of consumed data. For example, if my database data is 5 GB of data, what I have stored in my DB. If I'm taking the snapshot for the first time, what it will do? It will capture all the 5 GB of data. Okay. After first snapshot, it will only capture the latest data written to DB. Means again, if I'm trying to take one more snapshot, what will happen? It will only check for the latest changes in my database and it will try to capture the changes only. similar to what we have seen in git pull as well. What git pull will do, it will only pull the latest changes of the code. Every time it will not download the complete code, right? So similar to this snapshot, for the first time it will take the complete backup, and again if I'm trying to capture, then it will only capture the latest data in our database which has been written. For example, if someone has written anything, then that data will only be captured. Okay. And manual snapshots will remain in your AWS account even after the life of snapshot. This needs to be deleted manually, means the snapshot what I have created just now, this will be remained in my machine only. If you want to delete this, then I need to select this and I need to click on actions and delete snapshot. Okay, basically this will not get deleted until and unless I will delete it manually. Okay. And then we have automatic snapshot. Yes, I have shown this. I mean, when we are trying to create the DB, we have seen the automatic backups or snapshots which can be created. Basically, backup means it will take a snapshot only. Okay. Automatic cleanups can be anywhere from 0 to 35. Means if we have set up automatic cleanups, then we need to specify the number of duration from 0 to 35. If suppose one snapshot you want to delete, then if you configure automatic cleanup for every 7 days, what will happen? For every 7 days, the snapshot which is available, that will get deleted. Okay. When you delete the DB, they can be retained, but they will expire based on the retention period. Means the snapshot what we have created, I mean, if you want to delete the DB and you want to again restore this to back, we can restore by using snapshot. Okay. If the retention period, if suppose the retention period what I have configured here is for 7 days. Okay. And after 7 days, if I'm trying to restore my backup or my database, then this will not work. Okay. The important points to remember in backup is when performing a restore or RDS, creates new endpoint address. Means, let me show you this. Okay, let me show you this. What will happen? Restores aren't fast. Think about RTO. Basically, restore, whenever we are trying to restore or create 1 DB out of a snapshot, that will take some time. So this is something considered to recovery time objective of our backups. Okay. The recovery time objective, what will happen? We are trying to restore our database, right? So this is what I'm talking about. Okay, while performing a restore, RDS creates new endpoint. Means one CNAME, that CNAME will be newly created, and we need to make sure that the newly created CNAME or the endpoint needs to be added into our application where the application is trying to access our DB. Okay. So if I'll refresh this, okay, this has been deleted. Our database has been deleted. So if I'll try to connect now, so let us see what will happen. So this was my previous DB, right? Unknown MySQL server host MariaDB, because this database is now not available and this has been deleted. Now if I'll go to snapshot and if I want to restore my database, I need to go to my snapshot, and this is the time of the snapshot which has been created. So this is latest one. So I will click on actions, restore snapshot. This is taking some time to show you us this. Okay, so the DB engine is MariaDB, and the instance identifier means name. Okay, backup DB will be the name, and the instance type we were using bustable class. If you want to increase, Mujib, you were asking, right? So if you want to increase, then we can increase. Okay, so let me use t3.micro. Okay, earlier we used t2.micro. Now I'm trying to use t3.micro, and this is our storage EBS. 20 GB is okay. So I don't want to create any multi-AZ now, because already we have seen that. So now we will not create any multi-AZ, and this will be the VPC where we want to create, and the same details what we want to configure. Okay, this will be our port number and the password. Additional configurations. I don't want any maintenance. Okay, let me click on restore DB instance. Okay, now if I'll see this in databases, we are able to see a new database is being created. Okay, it will take some time to create. So once create, I will show you what is available in the data. Earlier, what was available? We have created one database called RDS user, and there were 4 columns: Virat, Sachin, ABD, and we have one more data. So we have created that, right? So we need to check whether the data is available or not. Okay, it will take some time. Till then, we'll move to read replicas, and this will be the last topic for today. Okay, read replicas. So Ganesh was asking about read replicas. What do you mean by read replica? Basically, read replicas is a copy of the primary instance. Same like this primary DB. Okay, one more database will get created only for the read operations. Means, let me show you this diagram. Okay, open image in new tab. Okay, here this is user and this is our VPC via internet gateway. We are trying to connect to our database, right? So we have one master. So when I have created read replica, what will happen? One more copy of our primary database or the master database will get created on the another subnet. Okay, in primary database, if any user is trying to read any data or write anything, I mean, if he is updating anything, then that will be stored in the primary database only. And then we have same what replication strategy, okay, which will try to replicate or copy the data from master to replica database. Similar to what we have seen in cross region replication. What happened? We were trying to copy the data from one bucket to another bucket in different region. Okay, so read replicas are also something which can be used in multiple cross regions as well. I mean, different region as well. Apart from North Virginia, we can use Ohio as well. Okay, so what's happening is read replica is a copy of the primary instance. And in which use case we can use? Let's assume we have a primary RDS instance, okay, that serves both read and write traffic. Means this one. Okay, this is our master copy, which is helping us to read any data and also write the data as well. Okay, so due to the size of the instance and the amount of read intensive traffic being redirected to the database queries, the performance of the instance is taking a hit. Means there are a lot of files or data which the users are trying to read from our master machine. So what will happen? The performance of our database will be a kind of impact. If you see this Wikipedia, okay, so Wikipedia generally this is something which is more kind of reading stuff. Okay, we are not going to store anything in Wikipedia blog spots, right? So we will be reading the content from the Wikipedia. If suppose what will happen across the globe, lot of users will be using Wikipedia on a daily basis. So what will happen? This master DB, wherever the Wikipedia is storing the data, it will impact because of the high traffic. The database is unable to manage such kind of situation. So in this case, what we can do, we can create one more read replica of our database. In name itself, we can see read replica means if we can only read the data, we cannot write the operations. If you see here, read only, this database is used only to read. So what will happen? So when we are creating multiple RDS replicas, the traffic will be distributed across different database to read the content. Okay, the traffic is going to distribute on different databases, and there will be no impact on the master database. Okay, so we are creating multiple copies to read the content of our database. It will not support any write operations. It will support only read operations. Okay. Now, to help resolve this, what we can do, we can create a read replica. Okay, a snapshot will be taken. I mean, whenever we are trying to create a read replica, a snapshot will be taken from our database. And if you are using multi-agent, then the snapshot will be taken from our standby database. This is what we were talking, right? Multi-agent, always remember, snapshots will be taken only from standby databases only. Okay, standby database to ensure that there are no performance impacts during the process. Okay, this is what we have seen just now. Okay, once the snapshot is completed, what will happen? A read replica instance is created from this data. Okay, asynchronous replication means what will happen? Asynchronous replication means if suppose someone is trying to write something on our primary DB or this database master DB. So let me open this. Okay, master DB. If someone is trying to write something, so first it will store the complete data and then it will create a read replica. It will send out the replication to the read replica database. Okay, so here in order to store some data, it will take some time, right? So if someone is trying to store something, then it might take some time, then we might see some small lag as well. And read replicas can be created in the same region or different region, and we generally call it as a cross region replication as well. Okay, and why we need read replicas? We can create up to 5 read replicas per DB instance. Means from one master machine, we can create 5 read replicas. Okay, so each of these provides an additional instance of read performance. So what was happening whenever the user was trying to read something, then the traffic will be redirected to this database instead of master. So what will happen? The performance will improve. Okay, the user will get better performance. Okay, this allows you to scale out read operations for an instance. Means if anyone is trying to read something, then it will help us to execute that operations. Can provide global performance improvement. Means globally the performance can be improved. As I said, Wikipedia, right? So it is used across globally. So there might be a chance that Wikipedia is also using read replicas for their databases. I am assuming that. Okay, because this will help the performance to their application. Okay, so this is all about read replicas. If you have any questions on read replicas, then let me know.
No.
Yes.
For example, ఇప్పుడు మనకి మాస్టర్ రోల్ క్యాష్ అయిందనుకో స్టాండ్ బై రోల్ క్రియేట్ అవుతుంది మల్టీ ఏజోడ్ మల్టీ
Multi-agent one. Yes.
రీడ్ రిప్లికా అనేది అది కూడా అట్లనే ఆటోమేటిక్ అవుతుందా మనం క్రియేట్ చేయాలి?
No. We need to create read replica. The use case for read replica is only to read the data. Okay, if our master is down, since we have multi-agent, it will automatically take it. Multi-agent kuda configure cheyali, read replicas kuda configure cheyali. In case if you haven't configured multi-agent, okay, if you have configured only read replica, if master is down, then the users can only read the data, but they cannot store anything. Okay, so multi-agent is important for production, as well as read replicas are also important if we have something related to reading stuff. Okay, clear?
Okay.
So now we have our database which we have taken from the snapshot. Okay, and this is available. So how to connect? So let me click here. Now here if you'll see, the endpoint has been changed. Earlier it was MariaDB and some XYZ, right? Let me copy this. Okay, earlier it was maria.db and this was the endpoint. Now the endpoint has been changed. Okay, so let me try to connect and see if we were able to successfully restore the backup with the existing data, right? So let me change the endpoint. The user is admin only and the password is also same. Okay, hit enter. It is asking for password, and the password what I have configured is admin 12345 6. Okay, now we can see we have connected to MariaDB. Now if you want to see the databases, we can see show database spelling is mistake. Okay, here we can see RDS DB. I haven't created anything, right? So it was created in the old database. Okay, use RDS DB. Now we have switched to our database. Now if you want to select everything which is available in the table 1, from table 1, Then here we can see 4 options what we have created. Okay, so this is how we can take the snapshot, restore the database again if something happened. Okay, there we might have a lot of data and other stuff, so the things will be same, but only in terms of the size will get changed. Okay, actions, if you click here, we have something called read replica. Okay, if you want to select this, create a read replica, then you can enable this option. Okay, as of now, because I'm using free tier, I don't think so that will be allowed. You want, you can use development or production template and you can create. Okay, so this is all about our RDS. Now we have one more important question, that is the difference between read replica and availability zone. So what multi-agent is used for? To create standby connection. If anything happened to the main primary DB, then the traffic will be redirected to the standby connection. Whereas read replica, it is only used to improve the performance. Okay, that's the difference between multi-agent and read replica. So I will share this document as well. Okay, and then I will share notes what I have used for this session. Okay, guys, if you have any questions, then let me know, or else I think we are good for today. Do you have any questions? No? Okay, let me stop.